No one has joined yet. No one has joined yet. No one has joined yet. Hey, someone joined. I wonder who it is. Also, for those who are interested, or the one person who's in the stream, I'm actually reading this right now. It's pretty good so far. I'm really liking it. I'm sure. I think by the end of this, it's gonna be one of my favorite trilogies out there. What's up, Chris? My cousin Chris. There's two Chris's who watch my streams. How the dog's been? Love to go back over there, but not seeing a certain someone. That's cool, Chris. Nah, y'all are both pretty cool. The other Chris is the other Chris that joins my streams. He's been reading Star Wars for years. So crazy wild animals. You have any new animals? Like chicken? I know you have chickens. Well, thank you. I will. I don't know. We can set. You have my number, right? I can set something up. We can go over there and visit. I got nothing else to do. Pigs, love that bacon. Heck yeah. How many pigs? Three. Nice. I don't know if you've been told. Probably shouldn't be saying this because it's on YouTube, but well, I'll tell you later about it actually, because yeah, it is kind of private. It's something to do with the whole dad thing. I've been meaning to ask you about it. Because something happened on my brother's birthday, which was, well, you know when it was. You texted him. And I don't. It wasn't good. Whoops. Come on. I'm waiting for other people to join. Someone else joined. I wonder who it is. Wait, it won't let me see who else joins. It's weird. Strax, what's up? I don't remember you. What's up, nice shirt? Yeah, thank you. We saw it at Walmart the other day. I thought I'd get it. It's pretty cool. Strax, should you go by another name? I know you're a Star Wars fan because of your profile picture, but I've never seen you before. Welcome, though. Text to the group chat, but no one else is joining. Come on, people. But as I said earlier before y'all joined, I'm reading this right now. It's pretty good. I'm new to this channel, but okay. What's your Twitter handle? I don't know if I follow you. I've been active on Twitter the last couple of days. Actually, I have. I lied. I tweeted last night. Have you been Odin? I'm calling you Odin now. What are you reading? What's everyone reading right now? How about that? Can be Star Wars, can be something else. I know, Chris. I know you're reading something. You're always reading something. Yeah, man, all good here. Oh, nice. Like the entire series, or just the Republic? Like, did you read like Emissaries to Malastare and all the other comics in that series? Because it was just titled Star Wars, and then it became Star Wars Republic and Purge. Nice. Legacy of Force Betrayal. I have not read that one yet. The Dark Nest trilogy. I read the first book. It's such a slog, so I just skipped it. I didn't skip it, but I read other stuff. But I need to go back and finish that because I do want to read Legacy of the Force. Entire series, all right. Okay, nice. I'm thinking about. I want to get that series. I did order the first Clone Wars volume, which is like issues 40 something. Dark Town series. I've heard of that. I've been wanting to get into King. Dark Town. I think I've heard of that. Do you mean Dark Tower? Because I think I looked up. I'm gonna look up Dark Town. Stephen King Tower. Yeah, that's what I thought. Dark. I've heard that's a really good series though. Collects all 9 Clone Wars volumes. That collects a little under half of the public issues. Yeah, I'm gonna get those 9 volumes and then all the comics for like Emissaries to Malastare and all the others. Me and Noah love that series. Nice. So I've heard about it. I've heard about a lot of King stuff. Dark Tower series is high. That's what I've heard. It's good. I mean, looking it up right now, it says incorporating themes from multiple genres, including dark fantasy, science fantasy, horror, and western. Describes a gunslinger in his quest toward a tower, the nature of which is both physical and metaphorical. That's cool. It's interesting because Stephen King has like a larger multiverse. Like all of his, not, I don't know about all of his books, but a lot of his books are incorporated in one large universe, from what I've heard. Now I'm deciding if I jump to Dark Times or maybe switch gears and read something else. I don't know. I'm reading Bounty Hunter Wars, so you can read that if you want, if you haven't read it. Or if you want to stick with comics, I don't know. Let me look at my library. Han Solo trilogy. I may read that next. After read Bounty Hunter Wars, I'm just skipping all over the timeline at this point. After read Bounty Hunter Wars, I'm probably going to read Han Solo trilogy by A.C. Crispin. Or at least read the first 2 books and then the Han Solo Adventures by Brian Daley and then finish the 3rd book. All his books connect in the Dark Tower series that holds everything together. It's very interesting. It's cool though. It's really neat. It's a lot like Star Wars, even though It's not really a multiverse, it's just one timeline, but it's so cool though. Yeah, novel-wise, I'm still rereading Dark Apprentice. That's Jedi Academy trilogy. I love that trilogy. One of the first novels I ever read was those books. I read the Thrawn trilogy, then I read Jedi Academy trilogy. Have you seen Hollow Keeper Evan trying to debunk why Clone Wars doesn't fit in the No, because I don't have time for that. He made those videos are like hours long. Why? No, and they don't fit in the. I mean, I don't care what anybody else says. They don't. I mean, they're a part of the EU technically because Lucasfilm said so, but they don't fit at all. So no, I'm not. I don't really care what he has to say. Universe, that's a pretty bold statement right there. Which you're probably right. The MCU, I mean, I like a lot of the MCU. I've seen most of the movies, but I mean, I've seen basically all the movies except the Hulk movie and Far From Home, and then all Phase 4. I've watched everything else though. I don't even consider TCW part of Legends. Most EU fans don't. Evan is a joke. He tries to justify TCW. I mean, he can like TCW. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just it doesn't fit in the EU at all. I mean, you can like it and still say that. That doesn't mean that it's bad. It's not. It has nothing to do with the quality of the storytelling in that show. It just doesn't fit. It makes the timeline. It's first of all, I mean, if it were to fit, it would stretch the timeline even more than what it already is. And then with all the contradictions, a lot of that's hard, like Dathomir. Now, I've always this is kind of how I look at Dathomir. I see the Night Sisters and Dathomir that we see in the Clone Wars. I see those Night Sisters as like a sect of Night Sisters from the EU Dathomir, and the planet they're on is a different planet. They just named it Dathomir in honor of the original homeworld, so it's a second Dathomir. If that makes sense, that's how I see it. Yeah, not saying I don't like CCW, but yeah, exactly. Too many contradictions. He thinks CCW has the authority to do it since it's a higher level of canon than the EU. I mean, TCW takes precedence. I'll say that, but it doesn't. It doesn't mean it should do it. The hierarchy wasn't there to just give higher hierarchies the excuse to contradict stuff. No, I mean that's not how the hierarchy worked. The hierarchy was there just to tell us what was precedent or not, what takes precedence. And even then, I read this on Wikipedia. I mean, Lucasfilm, the way they handle contradictions and decanonizing stuff, if they had to, hadn't. I mean, it was on an individual basis. So if they were going to say something's not canon, then they'd have to say it. But they never said that. In fact, she said that once TCW. I mean, Christopher Nelson told me this. I mean, back in the day, whenever they were on the forums and whatnot, people were freaking out about this. And she's like, "Don't worry, guys. We're gonna fix everything once the series is over." But of course, Disney happened, so that's why none of the EU. That's why a lot of the multimedia project stuff, that stuff wasn't decanonized because they didn't plan on doing that. They planned on fixing the contradictions. What are some things he said? Whoops. Don't inspect. Most of his arguments are straw man's, and he takes Tad out of context many times. Shooters adapt their Republic. I mean that, or it should have just told. It should have told Clone War stories that had nothing to do with Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Ahsoka. That's what it should have done more than anything else. Because yeah, it could have adopted the Republic comics, but it's Filoni. He's going to contradict them. I really wish she or someone else would come out and say, yeah, Filoni's, where was I going with that? Filoni. I forgot what I was going to say. We're talking about Filoni, Clone Wars, adapting I don't remember. Whatever. Sorry, I looked at my phone. Tad did a good video on how he would have made these. Is Tad Captain Fordo? It's Captain. By the way, he made a video about the EU, and it's basically a defense against every EU hater's arguments ever. It's such a good video. Now, having read the Republic comics, it's kind of interesting. They show the Republic losing most of the time, whereas I felt how the Republic winning most of the time. Yeah, it's it, but see, that's why I think if TCW was just retconned entirely as, hey, this is just Imperial propaganda, which could work as a retcon, but then you'd have to worry about the TCW spinoff stuff. So it's like, TCW could have easily just been Imperial propaganda, like people say. Yeah, that's him. His other channel is Mandalorian. Yeah, I don't really watch his stuff. I got a lot of respect for him, but I don't watch his stuff. I really don't watch. And the only Star Wars YouTuber I guess I watch is Matt Wilkins, but beyond that, I don't watch his stuff. Like mostly because of spoilers and stuff. I really don't want to be spoiled. Because I mean, there's been like the deaths and the NJO. I was spoiled on most of those. Could TCW work as S canon? Yeah, because parts of TCW work with the Clone Wars multimedia project. Parts of it don't, which is the same as the Marvel comics. I mean, parts of it fit, but parts of it don't fit. So it could, but it's not because of Lucas and everything he said. Plus, Chi said the same because remember Lucas always talked about the 3 pillars of Star Wars. Chi said that Filoni's Clone Wars was on that first pillar. Not that it was G canon. It was just if we were to divide up the hierarchy like George did, G canon and T canon would be that first pillar. The second pillar would be C canon, S canon, and Detour's canon, which never came out, but so that doesn't really matter. And then the last one is the third pillar is just N canon, non-canon. TCW I think could work as S canon. No need to throw. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in it, and especially with the Mortis arc. I mean that's definitely C canon, or it works with the E perfectly because of Fate of the Jedi. I think the Umbara arc could work. There's no contradictions there. Ahsoka doesn't show up at all in that, so yeah, a lot of it could work as S canon. Most of it would be considered S canon though, but some of it could fit, but most of it doesn't fit, just because of Ahsoka. She just doesn't fit in the EU. It's just easier if we consider it Disney canon, even if most of it was made. Yeah, I mean it's almost like it's the first Disney canon product before Disney bought Star Wars. That's kind of what it's like, which technically it was, because it was considered as canon when the reboot happened. I think the Clone Wars era was oversaturated by 2008. I think a Jedi Purge show. Yeah, I mean, even in some of the Clone Wars books, like, oh crap, where'd it go? Like, here's Dark Rendezvous, right? There's since it is multimedia project, Clone Wars multimedia project. There's a timeline in here. I don't know if you can see that. But it starts saying, whoops, I hate inverse. It says months. So like the timeline got so crowded that they started dividing it up by months. Which I guess would have to make sense anyway, because the Clone Wars is only 3 years. So, and if you want stories in that era, which really in a 3-year span for a war, there's a lot of stuff that's going to happen. So, but I want, because this timeline is not, I mean, it's outdated. I'd love to see a full timeline in a book, like with everything that come out. I don't know what that would be, though. This even has the Boba Fett stuff, the Boba Fett young adult books, the comics, and of course the novels. So, because I do want to read the Clone Wars. I wonder if the miniseries is in here. The man, I can't talk today. It's not in here. It doesn't look like. It's weird. If the OG Marvel comics are SK, I don't see why. I mean, it can, yeah, but it's just not. And Lucasfilm not going to say that now. I heard, come on. I heard rumors that Lucas wanted to do a live-action Jedi Purge show. I think he had a lot of ideas. Like, I think if Underworld came out, I mean, I think Lucasfilm would have been a lot like it was today. Because Underworld would have done very well. Like, I don't think it's possible that it would have been bad. I think Lucas would have wanted to expand and start doing other shows. Kind of like how Lucasfilm was doing it now. It's funny how the era we knew the least about for years has become one of the most explored eras next to the Galactic Civil War. Well, because that's exactly why, because we didn't know that much about it. We wanted to know more. So, I don't know, after Bounty Hunter Wars, what should I do, guys? Should I start reading Clone Wars? I'd have to start collecting because I only have a few books, but and the Clone Wars. And I do have some Dark Horse stuff coming in the mail, so it's weird that this timeline doesn't. And this book came out back in what, 2004. So the Clone Wars micro series had come out by then, but it's not on the timeline. Check some other books. See what's on there. Oh, this one has barely anything in it on the timeline. That's weird. It's not on here. Oh well. I think you can read Clone Wars at the same time with Han Solo books and read comics. Well, yeah, I can read the comics the same with the novels, but not. I can't read two books at one time. I'm just not like that. It'll stress me out too much if I do that. So just gonna read one at a time. So, but that'll be a while from now if I start reading Clone Wars books. It's like I said, Bounty Hunter Wars trilogy and the Han Solo trilogy. So it's gonna take me a second to get through all that goodness. Like after this stream, I think I'm gonna read a book. I'm gonna read Bounty Hunter Wars. I didn't get to read the last couple of days, so I read Bounty Hunter Wars tonight. I love this book. This book is so good. I like the way Jeter. It's written by K.W. Jeter. I don't know if you can see that, but it's a shame. Well, a shame. Why did I say that? He really knows how to write these characters. Like Boba Fett. I mean, I don't know. Plus, there's that Kubat. What's his name? I always forget his name. Kubat, Kubat or Kudar Mubat. Awesome character, man. It's so strange, but it fits with Star Wars. I mean, think of we got big slugs as freaking crime lords. I think a giant spider who serves as a middleman between the bounty hunter and the crime lord. Definitely fits. Plus, he looks like he's based off of Ralph McQuarrie concept art. So, yeah. By the time you finish Bounty Hunter Wars, you might decide you want to prioritize something else. That's Speed of the EU. I want to read a million different things. Yeah, we got a lot of options. I think that's why I love the EU. It's so big, but it's time consuming. Like it's like even when you think you've read everything, there's still stuff you have to read. And the new canon's going to get the same way one day. You know, Chris Nelson, he made a good video a while back, basically about how the EU or that the new canon is fragile, in the sense that what is it? Fragile. I heard someone going upstairs. And anyway, it's fragile because when Disney got rid of the EU, guess what they did? How they justify it? Well, we want to give the writers creative freedom. Well, all that freedom is eventually going to be consumed, right? So they're going to reboot again with that logic. So that was a great video. It really, it's like, well, yeah, duh, using their whole logic against them. They're going to reboot again. I mean, there is no if, ands, or buts about it. They're going to reboot again. Eventually. That Nelson video on the yeah, I agree. It's really good. When did Asajj first meet Anakin? Because some sources say Republic 51 takes place before the duel on Yavin 4. I don't know, because I haven't read Republic. So I can't answer that. I can look it up, though. 51. Okay, for some reason it's $100 on eBay. That's funny, though. I don't know. Weird. I mean, I'm thinking. Whoa, what is my. Anyway. I'm thinking Clone Wars, the miniseries. Because when he first encounters Ventress, it's like he doesn't say anything about her. He's not like Ventress or something like that. It didn't look like he recognized him. So, or recognized her. What am I talking about? Sorry, I'm not having a good day. Pretty sure Anakin meets Asajj for the first time in the miniseries. Yeah, me too. Apparently, the new canon is in some book called Brotherhood or something. I don't know. I don't care. We don't talk about that though. We don't care about that. Wikipedia says Republic 51 is 2.5 months after Geonosis, while Yavin is 4 months. I'm not sure how reliable that is. I don't know. I know the micro series isn't in this, but I'll look here. 51. What? I think it was in volume 2. It looks like 2.5. Yeah, I guess that is right. Because Clone Wars 2, Victories and Sacrifices, which Republic 51 is collected in, says 2.5 months. I have to go back and look at Republic 51, but I thought she only faced off against Obi-Wan in that issue. I really want to read this book. This book, it's if you didn't see it, it's Dark Rendezvous. I've heard it's really, really good. Like really good. Like one of the best, probably the best Clone Wars book is what I've heard it described as. Why does Anakin knighting take place early in the war in the micro series when lots of sources say it was 2 years in? What sources? Which feel like that could have been. Well, I mean, like micro series. I mean, I guess that would be early in the war, 4 months. I don't know. Like, and I don't know much about the Clone Wars era, so. Don't know much at all. I haven't read anything yet. I mean, seriously, I've read zero in that era. Like nothing, nada. And when I get Defense of Camino, I'm not gonna read not gonna read it yet because I'm still reading this hot shot right here. I haven't finished it yet. Halfway in it though. It's pretty good. So Margie, the Emperor's Hand. I think the New Essential Chronology. If it's in a guide, then a lot of those guides are not right. I mean, I've looked. I mean, I've seen it on Wikipedia. A lot of those guides have inconsistencies. So, and if that's the case, go with the show because the show is the actual story. A chronology is the New Central Chronology, or any of the other guides are just guides. Yeah, that's an issue. I think he's knighted. Jedi trial. One can retcon it by saying he was given temporary knighthood to allow him to be a general, and then formally did the trials and formally became a knight. It's not fatal. Well, yeah, because in the micro series, it states they want him to be a knight so they can have more Jedi on the battlefield. They did say that. It's same with the twins, the Solo twins, because Jason and Jaina were knighted in young Jedi Knights, but then they were knighted again in Destiny's Way in the New Jedi Order. So it's like, well, why? Well, in Destiny's Way, it implies Cal Moss just wanted them to be knighted again, have a little ceremony to give people hope again. Because remember, that's after Star by Star, and of course, the galaxy was in freaking chaos by that point. So it's kind of the same reason, not the same reason really, but for this reason, they were knighted. Um, he was knighted so he could be a general, and then he was actually knighted later on. And they had that discussion after Grievous debut. What do you mean? Long live the EU. Long live the EU rebellion. How about that? Also, guys, do you guys want to know the most prized stuff I have? Not the most prized, but books that I have in my collection that are usually really rare, and I have them all. Ta-da! Junior Jedi Knights. I have all 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And these are really good books, from what I remember. It's like a temporary promotion, but then he proves himself in the war and earns a permanent position or permanent promotion, like a job when you pass your probation period. They were talking about General Grievous after Hypor. He was chapter 21. I haven't read Jedi Trial. I don't have Jedi Trial, so I really couldn't look it up. I'm sorry. Man, I love these books, man. Young Jedi Knights. Unfortunately, though, a lot of my books are in pretty crap condition, which I honestly don't mind. It shows that they've been loved, but in the past, like for example, I had to tape. I don't know if you can kind of see that, but I had to tape the cover. See, there's a piece of it that fell off there. These are so good, though. The micro series. Oh well, I have the micro series, but I'm not gonna watch it. I just rediscovered my copies of Junior Jedi Knights and the Glove of Darth Vader series at my grandmother's. That's really cool. I have a Jedi Prince. I have Jedi Prince books. They're just those the hardcovers that they released. I saw it at half price books. I'm like, I gotta get it because I knew I didn't really want to track down these books because I tracked down all the books for Young Jedi Knights and Junior Jedi Knights, and it was hell. So I'm like, I'm not doing that again. I'll just get the hardbacks for Jedi Prince, which I'm cool with. The second book is a lot better shape than the first one, but these books, you can tell they're used because they have all these drawings and stuff in it, which I don't mind. Again, shows that they've been loved, right? In fact, some of these even have color in it. Like someone, remember these books have pictures in them about a kid that was drawing in these books, or that had these books. He drew in them. See, or colored them. So you see someone, little kid, colored in that book. So I don't mind though. Oh man, those hardcovers. Yeah, I really like them. One actor that seems to forgotten in the fan these days is Matt Lucas, Anakin. Yeah, Then he did the original Anakin, right, in the micro series. He sounded a lot like Hayden. Sounds a lot like him than Matt Lancer, or whatever his name is. Dude who did Anakin in the Clone Wars, Filoni's Clone Wars. I have this book, but I haven't read it, and I'm an NJO fan, and I still haven't read the prequel to the NJO. I heard it was really bad though. But I've heard some people say it was good, some people say it's bad. Guess it really just depends. Also, when y'all read hardcovers, do y'all take the dust jackets off, or do y'all leave them on? I take them off because they get annoying. Rogue Planet is good, but I didn't think it was great. Come on. It always bothered me the Clone Wars in general took only 3 years. It feels longer. It's because there's so much stuff in it. Well, guys, the two people that are in stream, I think I'm going to go ahead and leave. I got a book to read. I got other things to do. So I'm going to go ahead and leave. So we're gonna be having dinner soon anyway. So I got to go. So it was cool. We streamed for like 40 minutes. So it was good. I'll read this one comment. I think it took longer than 4 years. Beginning of one, that's more like 4 years. It was 3 though, right? I don't know, but y'all have a really, really good night. Thanks for coming on. And if you came on and you didn't say anything, well, thanks for coming on anyway. So y'all have a good night. I may stream tomorrow because I'm also off tomorrow. So have a really good night.